Welcome back to Rapid ECG Learning with Medfoxes. This is part 2 of our video series on the cardiac axis. In part 1, we covered the basics of cardiac axis, the normal range, and how to determine it using lead 1 and AVF. In this part, we are going to dive deeper into the Quadrant Method, a practical and straightforward approach to mastering cardiac axis interpretation. We will also go through detailed ECG examples to help you apply what you have learned. So let's jump right in and continue mastering the cardiac axis. Now let's learn how to determine the cardiac axis on an ECG. Start by analyzing lead 1 and AVF. If both are positive, the axis is likely normal. If lead 1 is positive but AVF is negative, this suggests left axis deviation. If lead 1 is negative but AVF is positive, this indicates right axis deviation. If both are negative, this is consistent with an extreme axis deviation. Another way the Quadrant Method, building on the previous method, the Quadrant Method offers a systematic approach to confirm and refine the cardiac axis using ECG data. It involves analyzing the QRS complex polarity, positive or negative, in lead 1 and lead AVF. An ECG lead will show a positive QRS complex if the direction of depolarization is in the same direction as the lead. Conversely, a negative QRS complex means the depolarization is in the opposite direction. For example, under normal conditions, lead 1 has a leftward direction and lead AVF has an inferior directions. If both lead 1 and lead AVF are positive, the cardiac axis is directed inferiorly and leftward, which is within the normal range. In this ECG example, both lead 1 and lead AVF are positive. This means the axis is moving towards the positive pole of lead 1, which is 0 degree, and the positive pole of lead AVF, which is plus 90 degree. To identify which quadrant the axis falls into, look at the direction of the QRS complex in lead 1 and lead AVF. Here are some key points to remember. A positive QRS means the electrical activity is directed towards that lead. A negative QRS means the electrical activity is directed away from that lead. The combination of QRS directions in lead 1 and AVF help to identify the cardiac axis quadrant and its clinical interpretations. That concludes part 2 of our video on cardiac axis. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit. Make sure to subscribe to Rapid ECG Learning with Medfoxes for more videos that make ECG interpretation easy to understand. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.